status 2-0 for Octa Gaming. And now we're heading for the draft for the third game.
Yeah, we're trying hard there at the end. We can see that the Kimmy was starting to come online, and you said that Trizla was doing an amazing job with those penalty zones, but that was not enough. As you said, that miscommunication made it so that they weren't able to hold it off any longer there. They are banning out here Sora and Baxia. They're making sure that Baxia is not in the game right here. Zushin and Freya, top contenders for priority bans, for sure.
So it was brought up, and I actually have a question for you too. And this is what we were kind of talking about when we tried on the side of DreamMax to have a flexible draft to keep Octa Gaming guessing. You don't know where these heroes are going to go. The Suyo pickup, which has been such an instrumental role in the jungle position, was it wasted putting it in that XP position where it didn't just lose, but you didn't really get the value you usually get out of a Suyu who's ahead because he's constantly farming, and instead had to kind of sit back and play, I want to say almost passively in that XP lane.
Yeah, as I said before, in the XP lane, Suyo like King, I think that King's idea was like to respond a Lapu in the early game, because we saw in the first game like he getting the kill, Suyo causing so much damage in Lapu, but we knew that from mid to late game things are about to be different, because we know that Lapu needs time, Lapu needs some items here to get the resistance, to get like the sustain, you know, and the damage potential. So for Suyu, maybe could not the best idea, because Suyu is not focusing in defense items, for example. He is focused on farm, he is focused on damage, he is focused on items that can cause the DPS. So for XP lane, okay, in the early game, if the idea is to work very well in the early game, that could work better for DreamMax. But we didn't see that because King was neutralized so many times in the XP lane, you know. So maybe that's why Suyu is heading for the jungler more times than the XP, especially in the competitive situation. So maybe for XP here, I don't think this is a good idea to bring Suyu.
Yeah, great point. I do think Suyu does belong in the jungle for the fact that that farming was right. So maybe if they had swapped it in the, that first game, maybe it could have been a different story as Gwen would be handling that side. But here we go, and we're picking up Harley on the side of Octa, and DreamMax will pick up Fredrin and Claude. Thoughts?
Yeah, with I'm trying to think of, I mean, it's kind of funny to me that from the week 1, week 2, and now at week 3, beginning in South, we're starting to see the lack of Marcel anywhere when it comes to either some of these bans, when it comes to some of the pickups, which is honestly surprising to me, because I feel like the South is one of the places that actually knows how to use Marcel, while in the North I feel like they're still banning, they're still trying to pick him up, still trying to use him, yet I think none of them have been successful with him just yet. Here, a big tanky front line, not just that, but a good early game coming out from Octa Gaming when you include the Grok out there as well. Claude, you're gonna need some items for him to start coming online. Tanky still in front, you got the Fredrin and the Hylos as well, so a decent amount of healing coming out from the side of DMX. A little bit more of a rounded draft coming out from DMX. My only problem is I'm waiting for that early game possibly from them. I feel like DMX so far have just, their starts have just been so lackluster, and it just starts steamrolling into more potentially the lead just starts drifting away from them if they're not able to get that control in the early game. And that's not just them, that's most teams right now in the current meta, is if you aren't able to at least have a little bit of control in the early game, these games so quickly begin to spin out of your control. And DreamMax have been a big one of those that's not able to really encapsulate that early game, get the advantage, harass like they want to. They've been countered at every single turn here. Even last game where they tried to pick up the Hilda, you had a Valier out there, and it's like, what is Valier? What is Hilda gonna do? It's like, 'cause as soon as you walk up to a Valier, you're just hit with so many abilities. You're slowed, you're stunned, and it's just like, okay, well, that's it for me in the early game.
Yeah, I think that DreamMax, oh, they banned Valentina. That could be a good chance here for Octa Gaming guaranteeing a ZTN, for example, in the mid lane here to match with Harley, especially when the follow-up damage that comes with the burst of the Herod in the ultimate with the nerf of magic resistance coming from ZTN. So let's wait to see. Benedetta is the last ban here for Octa Gaming. Interesting fact is, most of the teams, when they are in the blue side, they prioritize this Harley, you know, in the first pick here, especially to guarantee a very interesting early game. But not only for that, but I think that it is also to somehow control the rest of the draft from the enemy, because they have to adapt from Harley. Not only for Harley, but when it comes, what comes with Harley, you know, with the follow-up, with the damage that comes, you know, from this very strong jungler. So here, as we were saying, DreamMax is focusing on resistant heroes with Hylos and Fredrin. Now he comes with Kagura with a very high burst damage here, especially in the magical power. So let's see what is going to happen. But once again, Harley here is getting a high prioritization in the blue side, especially in the first pick.
Yeah, I'm thinking Kagura was kind of to maybe counter being picked off if it was an easier, you know, stand still mid there. So Kagura has that escapability to get away. I do like the side of Octa here. Harley's able to pick off that backline if needed. Yuzong could kind of get there as well. So it's still looking to see what else was chosen here.
Yeah, it's really interesting to me because it did feel like the Hylos pickup was kind of veering towards a possible Eve pickup from DreamMax, but then you had the quick reply to Yuzong, the Grok, and basically said, I dare you to pick something that has to stand still for their ults with both of these heavy hitters on our team. We got a Black Dragon, you're going to have a tech charge coming at you, so they had to go with something a little bit more mobile, something that has an escape. Kagura fits that perfectly, but it's the big thing for me is is Kagura going to be able to lock on to somebody with that umbrella to get that yin yang overture onto somebody.
Now the last pick here for DreamMax is the Insun Shin in the gold lane versus Moskov. That's gonna be very interesting matchup here, especially because of the abilities for Insun Shin here to spot the enemy and a very potential for physical damage. But let's wait to see what is going to happen in this game. But always reminding the people from the chat, as the main star of the show, we are talking about and we are handling the global ban. So the team, if the team choose a hero, for example, they are not allowed to choose this hero again in the second or in the third game. Only in the best of 7, and if it comes to the 7th game, that is all reset, you know. So the global ban doesn't allow you to repeat the hero in the game or in the best of 3, in the best of 5. So you have to keep in mind that. So Octa Gaming was not allowed to repeat the Claw, to repeat the Hylos, for example. So we are talking about the global ban. Once again here, bringing the Harley and Lilia's idea in the mid and in the jungler here to cause dispersion, especially with this magical damage that comes with these two heroes. Could be very interesting for Octa Gaming. But now here, my friend Private, let's go to the Land of Dawn once again, because it is already 1-0 for Octa Gaming.
Yeah, these boys woke up and chose violence immediately, find themselves a kill. I believe that was onto Blink. So the Roam apparently got surprised in the early game here as well. The thing for me too is looking at this composition coming out from DreamMax. You've got a lot of heroes that need items, that need scaling. King needs that Trinity build. Shakeite's going to need a lot of magic items to be able to kind of get a lot of that damage out there. Chimera, he is able to scale faster, but still needs to scale to start getting ahead. And there's nothing really securing a lot of that early game for them. Shakeite actually gets bounced back a little bit, trapped against the wall, but uses that umbrella escape to swipe over it.
Wait. I'm only seeing now. I'm so sorry, guys. I have just a little bit lack of attention, but have I seen right a Claude in XP lane? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that too. Yeah, so we do have the Claude, and he's going to be going up against Lucy on the Yu Zong. I'm not sure. We've talked about this before when it comes to, okay, we don't want to be shackled down by the chains of the meta. Chimera gets taken out there. Black Dragon swooping around, checking around the area for another clean pickup of this turtle from Octa Gaming. You don't want to be shackled down by the meta, but you have to respect, you have to understand what the meta represents out there. Claude is going to get zoned out pretty hard by the Yu Zong. Claude doesn't have a huge, I want to say, range himself, and for something like a Black Dragon that can close the range on you very quickly, especially because there isn't the threat of the damage that King is going to have before he gets that Trinity build.
Oops.
Oh, that's easy. Is he going to be able to get away? Shakeite finds the kill. I was about to say, there's no way that Thanatos TZ finds himself an escape here. Actually got dashed into the wrong bush there. Shakeite was waiting there, and unfortunately for Thanatos TZ, gets an umbrella right to the face. Saber down now as well. DreamMax starting to answer back. Thanatos TZ comes back. Is he going to be able to get his purple buff? He is. Glorious pathway laid out, but Thanatos TZ able to scoop it up.
Yeah, Moscow's ultimate here was for nothing, but now DreamMax is playing aggressive with a very beautiful outplay from Shakeite, guaranteeing the kill, and she was able to survive the running away. But Chimera, she is so lucky.
Yeah, the Thanatos TZ, I mean, there was no way he was going to let that slide. So that's going to be 3-2 for Octa Gaming right now. DreamMax, I mean, I feel like they're going to start. They were doing great when it came to kind of trying to put on that pressure. The only question is, are they going to be able to continue that pressure without falling apart, without losing some of those basics that makes a team so lethal?
But I have a question here. When you have Claude and Insunshin, which one are going to be prioritized to farm? You know, because both of them needs farm, both of them need items to impact in the game. But now the next turtle here, both teams are aware. Here comes the dance.
Yeah, they're going to go ahead and it looked like DreamMax went ahead and reset there. Actually, no, that was reset there by Saber. So a well-placed wall there and resetting and pushing out the turtle. Jumpstyle's going to go in. Black Dragon is out now, and that's going to go ahead and activate the pathway coming out as well. Big pop-up comes with the tech charge. Sagan finds the kill onto Shakeite. Now DreamMax looking for an escape. They chose the wrong fight here. Blink might be taken down again. 5-2 in favor of Octa Gaming. A well-placed amount of bombs, and Black Dragon come out and find Shakeite right away.
Yeah, we're gonna find the turtle here with Lucy, with a Yu Zong, with the ultimate open. It's not a good idea because we both know that the Black Dragon has a high potential to zoom the players to after the ultimate. He still has the dragon form, which has a more damage, more resistance. So maybe for DreamMax here, forcing the ultimate before the objective is good for them to have a good chance before the team fight. But now here comes the 3v2 Hunger Games.
Oh, King! Evil! Here's looking for a tech charge, right? Oh, at least with the blazing duet! But Segan was right there on the Lilia to blow him up! In comes the Yin Yang Overture. Black Shoes come out from the bottom. Up at the top, Blink trying to fight off the team. Kite finds an escape, but Saber's on the back end. Swings them against the wall. 4 members tech charge. Saber separates himself from DreamMax and uses the wall on the back end. Lucy comes in, finds the kill onto Kite. Chimera is dead. Second on the list as V2 dashes in, jump style. Ooh, tries to go in. I'm not sure he's going to be able to get away here as Segan finds the killing blow there as well. 3 down for DreamMax.
Yes, and Lucy's ultimate was just for celebrating the team fight that was positive for Octa Gaming once again. The first turret in the bottom lane and taken down for Octa Gaming. 9-2, gold lead here, almost 6K. I don't think so. I don't wanna be too early here, Private, but maybe we're seeing a disaster for DreamMax.
I mean, we're talking about like 6K at the 6-minute mark. Like, I don't want to call things out a little too early, but it's looking like DreamMax are having a rough game here. Tech charge comes out. Glorious Pathway is out as well. From the backside, King looking for an angle to get in. Oh, but almost gets immediately blown up. Is he going to be dangerous? Magic takes care of King, and that was immediate. Thanatos TZ sitting at 3-1 right now. Octa Gaming up 10-2.
10-2, the next turtle here, the third one is heading for Octa Gaming once again. 3 turtles versus 0 for DreamMax. DreamMax, they weren't able to even touch in any of the Octa's turrets so far. Map domination for Octa Gaming. Thanatos TZ once again with an astonishing performance. Now with Harley, Sagan with Lilia 4-0-4. Even V2 here with Moskov, that we know that he needs at least the core items here to have the power spike. But at this point of the game, Moskov here is just one more here for Octa Gaming. Here comes once again.
Yeah, Black Dragon onto the backside, looking for a squishier target. Blink. Ooh, he's gonna jump onto Blink and gets a 2-man petrify jump style underneath the tower. Blink trying to crawl his way out to safety, is gonna be able to get away. And you talked about it, the items that they need, and they're still getting their purple buffs refused to them. Segan sitting here with a purple buff of her own. Chimera is going to be down for the count. The deadly magic coming out from Thanatos TZ. Blink gets taken out by Segan. The rest of Octa Gaming going to go ahead and start enforcing their will through this mid lane tower. And we are down to high ground towers for DreamMax. And I don't believe they've even put a single auto attack onto the side of Octa Gaming's towers.
Yeah, I believe that. You know, we have to see, but even I think that there is no damage, no single damage on Octa's turret. But even though here Octa's is still causing the pressure, it is still playing forward, still playing aggressive, now with the focus at least to activate the holy shield from the last line of defense. DreamMax here, it is forced to play together, it is forced to play back, because they don't have jungler, they don't have a farm here, only for the minion waves that is heading from the sides, and they don't even have the Lord, which is going to be guaranteed for Octa Gaming.
Yeah, they're trying to set up something here too. They don't. Octa Gaming doesn't really want the Lord here. They're gonna try to bait it out, try to get a fight started. And unfortunately for DreamMax, they're not even able to close the distance. So that's gonna be a free Lord. We do have the Blazing Duet coming out from King and gets nailed with an SOD coming out from V2, bringing V2 to 4-0-2.
Yeah, here comes the chase. Oh, at least they got the first turret here, Private. They got the turret in the top lane here for DreamMax. But even though it's not even far from enough for the Dragon Boys to get back in the game. Once again, we saw a Guinevere in the first game. A pick, okay, Guinevere is a very strong pick, but maybe from the last choice for a DreamMax here, maybe trying to respond box here, I think that it could be better. And now in the third game, we're seeing Claude in the XP lane. For me, it is the same situation for Suyu. He needs a farm, he needs gold, he needs items to impact positively in the game. But now here comes the Lord.
Yeah, Black Dragon is out as well. The rest of the team going to go ahead and put the finishing touches onto the high ground at the mid. Now moving their way to the top. Big Petrify lands on the King. Has the Blazing Duet out. And Lucy does go down on that Yuzong. The rest of DreamMax looking to maybe pay the favor back. Taking a heap of damage is Jumpstyle, who has to get back to the healing of the base. But from the side, V2 laying on the damage. And ladies and gentlemen, that is a clean sweep for Octa Gaming.
V2 doesn't know how to play here. He's not for playing. He focused the turret, guarantee a 3-0 clean sweep for Octa Gaming.
What a sweep. What a sweep that was. Octa had full control this time around. They knew that they had that confidence, right? They took all the objectives. There was a huge gold gap. They punished them with kills. They just were unstoppable. I don't know what else to say there. They couldn't do anything to stop them.
I think we talked a little bit about what would the games be like if DreamMax had improved since the last time they saw Octa Gaming, but it never occurred. What would happen if Octa Gaming had improved since the last time they saw DreamMax? And here, with not allowing a single win for DreamMax here, and they seem to have an answer for everything.
Yeah, we're checking out the stats here from the last game for Octa Gaming. 14 kills versus 3 for DreamMax. Only one turret taken down for DreamMax. There was the first turret in the top lane here. But now we're seeing the stats. Sagan once again with Lilia 507. Thanatos, another astonishing performance from Harley 4-1. V2 Moskov, we didn't talk too much about him, but 4-0-2 here with the Moskov, a very good KDA. So Octa Gaming, a good and a good job. Very well job for Octa Gaming
well
to
guarantee.
Sure. Thank you. For guarantee a 3-0 sweep here versus DreamMax. To be honest, I was expecting more games. I was expecting a very a stronger even a match between these two teams, but what we saw here, guys, was Octa Gaming only passing through.
I mean, Octa Gaming, even when it came to all of the fights, they understood their power spikes. They did a great job of drafting to be able to kind of dominate and lead through the early game as well. And you see here, like, Jumpstyle, where I don't understand his pathing here, too, is to try to go down into enemy territory. Maybe I would have been looking for a little bit more of an escape there as well, to try to find my way back to some of my towers. But, all of these games have kind of just been repeating the same thing for Octa Gaming. They have a great pool of heroes they can go from. They have great counters, especially when it came to Hilda. When DreamMax fought, oh god, there's that SOD that took out King. But like even when it came to Hilda on the side of DreamMax, Octa Gaming just seemed to have the perfect draft to be able to take it down. And maybe that is part of the problem. That's something that we might have to go back to the drawing board when it comes to DreamMax. Some of these picks that come out there, the Claude in the XP lane, the Guinevere was picked pretty early as well. But let's go ahead and take a look at that MVP.
Yes, and a performance built on confidence and control. This is your MVP here. Sajan takes that away from Thanos' Tizzy this time around. Going in with the Lilia, 507 KDA, 52.8k total damage, 769 golds per minute.
Yeah, Sagan, you broke the rule here. Oh, Thanatos Dizzy, we're heading for the record here, but now Sagan is a boss killer once again with Lilia heading and securing the MVP with the mid lane from Octa Gaming. The guy responsible for bringing Valier, for bringing Vexana in this match, now shines once again with Lilia. So, as we were talking about a private, it's a very good combination coming from, especially when you have a very hard early game combining to Harley with the follow-up of the damage that can come with the burst of the ultimate, you know, and the high DPS that comes from Lilia. So they knew what they were doing, you know, especially when